Okay, so in we go with more Spellbound Kingdoms.
Hello, everybody. I was being a supervillain last game.
What do you mean
Well,
last week?
You're a villain at least.
Look, I'm getting the super title sooner. I'm working on the super title.
Yes, but supercalifragilisticexpialidocious doesn't count.
I am pushing. If this man comes and tries to kill me, I will defeat him. If McLean shows himself to me again, I will beat him up and send him both before me, as he's my herald to tell the people of the Empire of their incoming doom.
Did make you a little bandito thing there.
It's great, isn't it? I am keeping the bandito mask thing for when I'm on duty. He just looks so smug. It's like that smug smirk. Like
Anyway, so we're going to pick up day or so after most of the looting is over. They've started landing a decent amount of troops.
We've lost the majority of our forward guard due to accident and injury.
Giant tidal waves.
Yeah, let's be real.
What happens when you rely on magic?
Yeah.
Were we really relying on the magic?
Yes.
Well, I don't think we were solely relying. I must say, it was probably a factor of our plan.
That if you weren't relying on the magic, that means we merely did this out of we did this on this. We killed most of the people unnecessarily because the magic was superfluous. So I'd rather have been I would rather have been relying on the magic than saying the magic was not necessary and most of our people die without purpose or point.
The enemy's will to fight.
I could not hear most of what you just said, sir. I could hear was move. Enemies will to fight, as if your character was sinking down into his own hat in an embarrassment for what happened.
An important piece of context is that Terran has a new microphone, ladies and gentlemen.
He does, or he has a microphone that he is using.
The other one is charging. Give it 20 minutes.
Alrighty. This is why he sounds like he should be saying things on Xbox Live.
Yes. It does sound like that, and I was trying to work out what that was. Thank you.
He's going to say horrible things.
Yeah, but yelling racial slurs is just not me.
I didn't want to bring that up.
Or insulting anyone's mother.
Yeah.
Not my jam.
I mean, to be fair, it depends which spells you use. Insulting people's mother might be a spell.
To quote the bard Russian Badger, hey, $7.25 an hour. Calm down over there.
Back it in.
Anyway.
All right. Anyway, continuing on.
Yeah. So they've landed most of the tribes, and they are setting up in the fortress, which is not too badly damaged.
Only slightly waterlogged.
Slightly waterlogged. It's been lovely, kind of like pressure washed on the sides. It's looking very clean.
Any word for how it happened in the Bailey?
The Bailey?
The Grand Bailey on the
battery.
Sorry, battery.
Yeah, the battery was mostly destroyed, and the ones who were cut off quickly surrendered.
Okay, so it's
once they realised the shore had been taken.
So the commander was captured. He didn't mysteriously vanish with a note freaking hammered into a wall with a dagger, right?
Not that we know of.
No, not that you know of, but making notes.
Fair enough.
Discard what we said about giving great ideas.
This is a game that runs purely on drama. This is a game that runs purely on drama.
Actually, that's a fair point.
It's my spirit animal, all right?
Actually,
any and all cliche and or over dramatist is expected and improved of here.
It's kind of like
that is actually a fair point.
Yeah, it's a soap opera RPG. So your evil twins will be along in a minute.
Good, good.
Yeah, don't
No,
just-
we will summon our evil twins ourselves through a magical cascade. I'm sure one day.
No, through the meaning of dance.
Or better yet, from the side dimension where they keep getting them from what do you call it? From where the next generation kept getting their things like that.
No, I didn't take Language of the Stars.
Well, language of stars. Well, that doesn't mean language of
I don't
stars.
have that
didn't take-
magic.
Language of the
Nope.
stars. It doesn't mean language of the stars didn't take you.
Metaphysically, I think he's correct. We have
No,
no
I didn't
evidence
take
that
it.
this
That
has
means I
occurred,
said
but-
no, forcefully, by force.
Is that added?
That was Zebrin.
Nope. That was Zeb.
Oh.
Hello.
Zeb
That was
came
one
and
of our
left.
Saturday regulars forgetting what day it was.
I mean, it's not like he can't join in.
Yeah, more than
Or-
welcome. I'll kidnap anyone at this point.
Oh,
We-
great.
we-
I've told you before.
we-
I'm only a county away. You should be able to kidnap me fairly easily. Was it
we
something I
need-
said?
As one would say, we need some group. We need people to dilute the discard. Only so much discard can be allowed in any batch.
No, I'm not. No.
What?
There's no. No, you know what? No,
Fine.
I'm going to let that sentence ride. Just carry on.
Anyway, so as the heroes, well, to some people,
Are we?
We're the heroes to the barbarians, I would argue.
I'm sure that we, if at a scale of like 1 to 5, we scored a good 2.9 maybe on the success-o-matic.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we caused the giant tsunami on purpose, which would have really kicked us up a few points.
Well, you know what? If they ever ask, they did that themselves right before you were able to able to slit her throat. All right, the
Oh, yeah, no,
tsunami was there
absolutely.
doing.
Yep, blame it on the corpse is a very viable attitude. Completely.
As far as I'm aware, that's exactly how it went down.
As far
I
as we
ain't said
can say,
otherwise.
as far as we know, Master Computer, the communist sorcerer brought forth Great Flood themselves.
No, we're not playing that game.
We're not playing
Yet.
Paranoia. Gotcha.
Yet.
yes.
Give an opportunity for Grey to travel through the warp and see how far in the future we get flung.
Nope.
I get.
All right.
I had to go ahead.
Yeah, let's just get back up track. So,
Yeah,
Right.
that's Grey with the whip. Come on, pay
Yeah.
attention.
what reputations did you go for?
Oh, that's a good shout,
shite.
actually. I went with
Can I
Wizard.
put that in the thing?
I went Wizard Slayer of Breakwater, given that I was more related directly to the business with the witch.
Mine. I think. I have not picked a reputation just yet, but I'm gonna go down for here, and I'm gonna put what's a good bandito name?
Uh,
I don't know. Is there one?
I mean, there are many ways to answer that question. Some of them won't get me banned from YouTube.
My name is Cordito Montoya.
That's actually better than what I was going to say. Yeah. I mean, I was going to suggest something a little more normal like Zorro, but yeah, that'll do.
This is Spellbound Kingdom. Normality is frowned upon.
That is an excellent and fair point. This is true.
As I am forming a personae to use basically a villain nom de guerre to use to store fear and despondency amongst our enemies.
And Added, what did you go for?
Oh, wait, what was my character's? Wait, I had a name I was using. I forgot. What was the my?
Discard. You do
Oh,
not
sorry,
have to
sorry.
talk to think.
Sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Well, just follow the correction.
And Tone?
I kept it simple. Conqueror of Breakwater.
Anyways,
Fine. So, yeah, you've all definitely managed to make yourself a reputation, which is a good thing, and you will, of course, be invited into the fortress during this. Now, Second question: can anyone remember what I said you would get paid for this? Because apparently I didn't write it down, and it's been a lot longer than I thought it was going to be.
12 million yen.
All right,
50,000.
I would love to have this if they would just go paid. You were going to be paid.
I mean, yeah, we definitely agreed to a payment with.
Yeah,
Well, I know, but it would be villain. It would be wonderfully villainous and dickish for them to try and welch on our payout.
true. I mean, we've done Ramza fairly well so far, so hopefully we've earned at least some cred.
I mean, she's not
Um,
nice to do it.
I know we got an advance payment, which is why some of us went up a wealth level.
No, you got paid for the last job.
Oh, yes, we did. Quite right.
Mhm.
Well, we got paid enough for us to bump us up a wealth level for that, I seem.
Also, thank you very much. I do apologize, but I did find my character's old the name I was looking for.
Did I write it down?
Elliot Broadwin.
I
Did not
didn't,
write it down.
but Yardstick, why not go for like a certain amount of the next wealth level? I don't know what that is because I haven't got the right page here, but that might just be a good general measure. Don't promote us up a wealth level straight away, but
I'm
Like
still like a
halfway
wealth
there.
level behind. I'm still like a health level behind, but
Yeah, you
That
should
would be
only
if
should
we
be
were
at
able to.
2 or whatever. Four?
Yeah, I
is
think
it 4?
3 at most.
Three, yeah. You start at 2,
Yeah.
don't you? And you had enough to go up 1.
Yes.
yeah,
think
but
unless you're certain
I
three as
used
you
that to
start.
buy a bill hook.
Oh, yes, you did. Yeah. But
Right, wealth levels. It's current wealth multiplied by 1,000. So you do
right.
3.
subjectivity.
Yeah.
I'm sure we
Um,
were able to steal her. We were probably able to go up a wealth level if we were able to steal that one lady's cash, but or warehouse. But we set that on fire.
I think A, we set it on fire, and B, we will not have been the first people to have that idea by now. I ever think it's a bit.
Should we call it 3 grand?
Sure.
3
Okay.
grand's a good number.
Each. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh, I was joking. Okay, really?
No, you're getting paid well.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
We
You
are.
just-
You're
You're the advance guard taking a city. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, fair point.
You said that we were getting an extra bonus Benny on the whole reputation thing, right?
Well, you're getting a reputation which comes in at strength 4 just off the
Okay.
bat.
Okay. Just want to make sure what that was. I do apologize. I am bad at remembering.
We've been so interrupted just with life. Hopefully, we
This
should
will
be able to get
on.
back into a bit more of a sequence.
Yeah.
Do not say these cursed things, Gray. We know what happens when you do.
I said hopefully. I mean, I know I might be out end of
Air raids.
end of October, 20th of October, because I've got a tournament to run. I don't know what time that's going to finish up. But yeah,
That is a
Air
valid
raid.
reason, to be fair.
Air raid sirens started in the background.
3,000 each turn.
All right, I'm gonna go and reinvest this into my
Yeah, I should get everyone else to a wealth level if they haven't gone up.
into my clan. So I'll
Into
be
the
able, so
local
I have
community.
500 in the bank. So I have like 600, so I can use. Sorry, brain. It's having a moment.
Yeah, that should be starting to push you up a little bit.
Yes.
Because I'm going to assume you've done some looting on the side as well.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
You know, oh look, this
I mean,
is how lighthouse says. There's some
as-
bits that aren't burnt down.
Look,
As
they're
one would,
dead.
one would say is that you go, you find mysterious carts of booze of cask of ale in the middle of the road, and you just set up an impromptu bar.
And then all the barbarians coming up immediately go in there.
Gray, I can't
Ooh.
modify my wealth level for some reason. Or can I? Was it?
I guess it's
no,
because it's a static image.
it's a static
so-
I
image.
was able to.
Yeah, no, it's a
Yeah,
static image.
just put a new one over the top. If you make it with a
Okay.
white background, you can just put it over the top.
There you
Mhm. Worked great.
Alright.
I'm just having a moment where I'm trying to remember how I can actually move my. There we go.
So, The council is a bit smaller this time. It's more kind of like the heads of the major tribes, but still pretty rowdy. There seems to be quite a lot of back and forth on a number of key issues. The first one is occupation strategy. So, our good friend Mr. Berger, who is, if you remember, the guy who tried to get you killed on a suicide mission. His faction is all about burning and looting the port for everything it's worth. They're stating that it's too damaged to be of much use. Therefore, you may as well just loot what's left and then keep morale up and move forward. Whereas Otokosh, who's the more level-headed, wants to repair it and move it on. There's also a choice about where to push. Some people want to push inland, because the damage to the port means that supplies are going to be shorter than you would like. So the choices are either to move up towards Goldsport or push inland towards a town called Karn.
Where are we over the map? Okay.
It's
Yeah,
not.
it's
I am
close.
actually added on the maps. I forgot.
Okay. As a point of context, if we headed north up the coast, would there be another actual port there that might act better, or is this just another
There's a
village?
smaller port, but it taking it from the land means it would hopefully be damaged. And I think between the two, they could kind of secure them.
They could basically they would be able to have both parts.
Yeah.
Um,
Whereas if we pushed inland, obviously we're still
do not ever fucking burn this place down. This is our way out if necessary. If things go pear-shaped.
Yeah, I've got to say I'm with Otto and Discard on this one. We need to get this port operational again, particularly seeing as it's already taken more damage than we'd like to weigh in.
So you're not going to be able to weigh in on all these things.
No, that's reasonable.
But you can probably influence one, maybe two.
So it's basically a choice of we can influence if we're repairing the port at break or looting it, or if we can influence where we're going.
Yeah, but there's also the fact that I say it's quite a lot of stuff being discussed at the moment. Sorry, just adding Karn to the map. There we go.
Yeah, no worries.
There's also the problem of the decimated tribes. They probably going to be formed up into an ad hoc warband. They will need a new leader. Whether that comes from, someone appointed by Ramsar or the more traditional single combat, has not really been decided yet.
Or we try to take it ourselves.
Yeah. And also, thing is, they need some harbingers. And I'm using the original meaning of the word here. Someone who was going to ride out ahead of the army and start securing supplies for the oncoming forces. Not a popular job, hence the Harbinger of Doom. But yeah.
This is where the messenger gets their head lopped off and sent back, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, quite a few things that are all being debated quite hotly. I'll let you know that I have generated some stats for the Horde. So,
do you want to put that on its own Horde page?
Okay. Nope.
Fair enough.
Yeah, this is where Grey very carefully hides things from the players, I suspect.
Yeah.
All right, so I sense there's 4 decisions which I've shoved in the Foundry chat then.
Yeah.
I missed the name of the inland village, but
so are we
the rough idea is there.
So we're trying not to be selected as the harbingers because that's kind of scut work, or do we actually want to be before? How about you, Addie? What do you feel like you want to go for in this before I start talking?
Well, most important thing is logistics. Repairing the port to more effectively connect the army to the previous land, so they don't suddenly run out of supplies.
Yep, that's fair. For me, I admit it's a coin flip between repairing the breakwater port or forcing the suggestion that we go for a coastal. to broaden our base and beachhead.
For me, it's repairing the coast and taking control of the new warband, because that would be great for our own personal glory to it would be a good way of shoving ourselves up out of normal suicide duty and grand suicide duty.
It's Vanguard suicide duty. Thank you very much.
Yes. So I'm more for shooting for leadership.
Yeah, it's fair. Terran.
I think he's switching his mics over.
Right, yes, he may very well be.
Not yet. I'm kind of concerned about Bastion, seeing as it has an army in it.
Yeah, valid.
So essentially trying to take the entirety of take over the entirety of the
Yeah,
coast.
so remember, this isn't the only barbarian force.
Yes, this is ours.
Fair.
But it is like the one that's being led by the chosen one.
Oh, yes, this is Ram's own, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, is that, just as a point of clarification, are you saying we shouldn't worry about Bastion because that's essentially someone else's job?
Well, you might have to worry about Bastion, but it's not. It's not on the list of places to attack. It's considered too dangerous.
Yeah, fair.
It is not in play just yet.
So is Khan, just looking at the map here, is that the next port city, or is that if we push in?
That's if you push inland. It's the next major town.
Okay.
Somewhere they could probably loot for supplies.
There. I mean, if we want to do it strictly democratic between ourselves, I could always set up a random poll and just have people vote on numbers, but I do think at least some of us have gone for the breakwater option.
Yeah, I would say breakwater is a shoo-in, and we're all just where we are. So if you can't worry about Bastion, Terran, which one would you take as the 4 decisions present? Well, 3 decisions, because we all seem to have been agreed on breakwater.
Yeah, I have no strong opinion either way.
All right, we have 1 abstain.
In that case, I think then if we only have the power to influence one decision, it sounds like the one with the largest number of votes is the Bad King Otto to repair the breakwater dock, as opposed to further. So it sounds like it's a fairly clear-cut plurality then. Aren't we making Otto a happy man?
Oh yeah. So it'll be the standard, like, rhubarb going on, and Altenberger and Otto will be fiercely debating. Ramsa's trying to keep the peace, but you get the feeling she doesn't know which way to side on this.
It's also the fact that we need to make sure that we have enough that Bastion itself doesn't try and to do it. Because the best thing what Bastion could do at this moment is launch an amphibian assault and box us in where we're at, and essentially, blockade us away from our own lands. If they have that kind of naval capacity.
Anyway, so how are you going to step in then? What's your tactics? Because the debates go back and forth, like it would take time to rebuild and stuff like that. What do you think you can do to swing this?
I mean, I have an idea. I defer it to the actual people with the real logistical knowledge to vet this, i.e. the other members of the party. But don't we currently have a warband that's basically made up a bunch of hodgepodge of elements and doesn't have a leader presently? Yeah. Couldn't we just basically task them to be in charge of repair duty until the actual question of their leadership is settled? It keeps them in one place. It means they're not running around causing any further trouble without a leader. And it means that our intact warbands can keep pushing forward.
I should bring up who's that one guy again? The sensible dude who wants to make sure the port's not broke?
Otto.
I'll just slide behind Otto and it's like, hey bud, what do you think I can do to give a hand?
unlocks this kind of. We need to show that it's easy to get this online. We need to prove that the port won't take weeks and weeks to repair. I mean, I'm fairly certain that the damage is mostly superficial to the waterfront. If we could get some more like jetties and quays in, even temporary ones.
I do know that I did do a little bit of work on the port side before the assault. I do know a couple of the if the locals were still alive, I think I could get in good contact with them to essentially get them push them in for the contract work if we can get the locals to work on it too. So what do you think?
Yeah, if you get enough people on by, that seems like it'd be a start.
All right.
So this isn't going to move forward anytime soon.
Right, you'll do while you keep them talking, and I'll go off and see if I can do some smoozing. And
Right, keeping
Cord
them talking is not going to be a problem.
Yeah, Cord will move off to see if we can make sure to get the to. Essentially, it's good to declare a plan of action, but Cord's going to make sure that enough is moving along that it's already pre-decided. So.
Yeah. And meanwhile, to help keep them talking, Arn is going to use his history with government work and the movement of people to explain using many charts and graphs that he draws up on the wall that they actually need the resupply.
Oh dear.
God, presentation.
All right, make me a charisma roll. Oh, that's a big dice. Yep. Because the Doom will have dropped a bit, probably down to 4. So, yep, you're easily able to captivate them with graphs. Although, this may be slowly killing some of them on the inside.
Doing mood damage, excellent.
Yes. So you can see one guy just die slightly as you bring up like the third bar chart.
All right, Cord is going to see if any of his mates from the waterfront are still the nice lady who gave him shelter from the waterfront, if she's still alive or not. I still have my Elliot Broadwin persona. So what would be useful for that to find, Gray?
You're basically just trying to find people who are going to work, aren't you?
She's the well, the thing is, we're worried about using her own personal labor and everything else like that, which would tie up which would tie up barbarian assets. I'm just trying to ensure that the work could be done quickly and everything by people who actually live at this port. Also integrating them into this as well enough that they're not going to you don't need to burn the house down if you're if the people inside are working with you, you know what I mean? It's how can I put this? It's not freedom, it's under new management type deal. So
the old tyrant is dead. Say hey to the new tyrant.
Yes,
Long live the new one.
Essentially. I mean, even so, it is probably the best way to keep the people themselves safe, one would say, rather than just be slaughtered and moved on.
Be useful, or that guy over there is going to raise the entire town.
Again.
I mean, while it is a harsh assessment, it is an accurate one.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have it's not like it's a little bit of finagling, and we'll not even have to make them slaves. They're mostly just going to be working as they did beforehand and paid out of the same coffers as they had set up as the port lady had set up before. We can get this port active and funneling goods and everything. I'm sure there would at least be some commerce still moving.
Yeah. All right. So make me a quiz roll with a downgrade.
You mean so you want me to roll a 6 instead of a?
Yeah, D6 instead of a D. D8, but you can add any old things you can pick up.
Let's see. Not the Terror Breakwater. That's a different. Unless I. The sad thing is that any of my other the only side die I could probably pick on would be my history of Son of the Outlander, but I don't think that would be actually. I'd be like, yeah, yes, I am also one of you people. One of you. I am looking after the people of the Empire as much as I am also trying to loot them.
Citation needed.
I'm pretty much going to have to be spending mood directly on this because it's unlikely I can. If the what do you call it, is a 4, I'm highly unlikely to make this. So let me try
A 50-50 chance.
50-50, yeah. Yay!
Begrudgingly, people start lining up and begin to strip the
Clear
damaged
out.
buildings to repair and build new jetties.
It's like it's not okay. It is occupation, but it's reclamation. It's helping fix your own home.
That we broke.
Being allowed to fix your own home, rather than it being set on fire in front of you, with you inside it.
Well, more on fire, Depends how close you were to the breakwater.
This is the most sensible, kindest thing I can probably think to say, besides just leaving and not having invaded in the first place.
Yeah.
Oh,
But,
if we weren't here in the first place, things would be a lot better.
Can't unbreak
Would
the
they?
No, it's the Empire, and the Empire's dying.
It just don't.
Exactly.
Yet.
All right. You're easy to be able to get back in and start updating Otto that, work has begun. You've managed to even find a couple of proper surveyors who've been able to figure out which of the jetties aren't too badly damaged and can be quickly brought online. So it's definitely looking like, supplies will be less of an issue.
Keep the. What did Breakwater trade with? It was just were they just the things along the coast, or?
Breakwater's one of the many places where stuff flows in. There is trade with the Barbarians, obviously.
Also
mostly food.
And also with this place down here, I'm sure too.
Yeah, the Wolf Islands.
Wolf Islands. So that probably makes it a lot more things. So yeah, if we can keep the commerce open and flowing, even though we might be some what's the word
Resistance.
Disruption.
Basically to do what we did to them, essentially the infiltration aspect. It's still would at least keep logistics going.
Yes.
So you return Otto, and Otto's able to stand up and make a big speech about how under his jurisdiction they've managed to get, this happening and this happening. Is
the locals back to doing repair work and everything to not to free up our own assets.
And at this point, Ramza, Vasna, will actually step in. Now it seems to be sorted. She makes herself look like she's doing big decisions.
Yes, leadership.
It seems like Ramza has a problem whenever logistical work shows up.
Yeah, she's the chosen one. She didn't get an education in logistics. She got an education in leading people with a shiny sword. May or may not be a sword, maybe an axe. That is the Barbarian tribe's prerogative. But you get the.
All right. With that, she also decides in a big speech that they're going to push on to Khan. It's going to take a couple more days, but it will be probably a good movement with the supplies improving.
It's important to keep momentum.
Yeah, momentum needs to be picked up.
It's also the fact you don't really want a bunch of soldier people sitting around doing nothing.
Yeah.
What?
So, other stuff that's decided is that the war band is put under command of Ajunta Kar. who's unfortunately a fellow of Alsum, so the anti-Ramsar faction, as it is. They will burn it all. So he's got a little bit more powerful in the faction.
Fair.
And yeah, there's a moth in here. Sorry, just flew straight past my eyes.
It's Imperial Moth. Kill it.
Grand
no, it's a spy.
Grand Moff Tarkin has arrived.
Hey.
But
Just that pun. That pun
There
was
have been
painful.
far worse puns made in this chat.
I know.
Right.
Yes. This is definitely not one of them.
Right. And the guy they find to be the Harbinger is pretty ineffective. He's not going to starve everyone, but
we can only okay. I thought we could at least get 2, but I guess we're only gonna get 1.
No, Gray did say pretty clearly we had 1.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
all
Fair
right.
enough.
So, a few more days pass. Supplies start flowing a bit more, and they start readying for moving out.
Has the commonality at least settled into a new normalcy?
Yep. I mean, guards are able to stop most of the worst bits of looting now. Things are getting a fair chunk normal
Good.
for an occupied area. And the fact that there's steady work, unloading all the barges.
Their lives are only so slightly upended.
Yeah, the tsunami is probably the worst thing of the whole lot. And the actual barbarians don't feel too bad after that.
Yeah.
All right.
Magic is great like that.
Yeah.
Well,
So you will be summoned by Otto this time.
Yato, what's up, my man?
All right. I wonder if you could be some more help to us. As you can see, we're going to be moving on. And after the success of Breakwater, we wondered if you would like to repeat the trick. See if you can get us a gate open or something at Khan. It should be a lot easier. We have a force this time. We just need somebody to get in and secure the gate. Well, I say easier. They know there's a barbarian army on ground now, so that could cause a few problems.
Oh, yeah, but at least we're backing up an army that's not having to come in by boat this time.
Yep.
But more infiltration and integration, I say again. Okay.
Yeah.
At least we still have our papers, hopefully. That or
Oh, that's a big part of it. Yeah. No one else here couldn't infiltrate as easily. So,
Infiltrates like Gaston.
We endeavor to serve. As long as we are properly compensated, of course.
of course. Your usual fee?
Do we have a usual fee?
You do now. It's $3,000.
I
Yeah, I was
mean,
going to say the $3,000 we got to start.
It's a good start, sir. I'm just wondering if I can also help with a little bit of while infiltration work is becoming pretty standard for us. I was just wondering if to make sure that we are not forgotten in the annals of the horde. It's hard to build a reputation when all you're known for is not being known for anything.
We'll need some horses.
Horses we can do.
Well, here's the thing: do we want to attempt the fleeing refugee angle? Try to use that to get in, because I'm sure that there's at least enough driven before us to enough escapees and so forth to be running towards Karn before we get there. I think if we mingle amongst them, we could probably gain entry to the city if they're not keeping them out.
Could well work.
What do you say? What do you say, Johannes? No, Johannes. You're not Johannes.
I mean, no, I am,
Arn.
yes, but
What do you say, Arn?
As good a trick as any, I suppose. Should not be too difficult.
Yes, we just need to look a little bit draggled. So before we get there, I might need to ask you, Johannes, to stab me to make it look good, or at least stab me down. Actually, no, wait, stab me now. So hopefully it will have bled up a little bit before we get there.
Gentlemen, not in front of the person who was asking us to do.
Oh, sorry.
You suddenly forms.
What?
A queue forms
No,
to stab you.
I thought we were still in
Oh.
Otto's office. I mean, yeah, that's
Oh,
setting aside the whole, lie to people.
Look, we're
Mhm.
just not talking about the normal assassins. I just need to make sure that as someone who has a good fine work of a blade, that not nick anything important on the way in or out.
If you wish for fame, Court, perhaps you should spend some money on bards.
What was that? I couldn't hear you. You were breaking up.
Perhaps you should spend some money on bards if you wish for fame.
On bards?
Yes, people that carry your tale.
I do apologize, but anything said from the mouth of a minstrel is hardly ever worth truly saying. One's song should be sung by either your peers or your enemies, not those you pay for it.
Very well.
I'm gonna be low. By the way, so before that, I'm just gonna be lowering my body by 1 tick to make it look good. What?
Sorry, it's very on point. I just Oh, the thematics of let me stab myself and do myself body damage. It's very fitting.
Not myself. I needed someone else to do it, so it looks like it's not self-inflicted.
Oh yeah, no, that is a fair point.
And it's best done now, so that when we're flinging the way there, it looks like it's been
I'm still not sure why you think you need a stab wound in the first place.
Because if a big rippling man trying to pass himself off as a refugee walked in unblemished and unharmed, means he's a coward that did not do any fighting.
Or a bodyguard who's doing the proper job of escorting the small group of minor nobles who are fleeing on really good horses with wealth.
We would have
good
made
enough
it,
to be
but
nobles?
we would have technically made it there a lot faster and sooner than now.
Put on these clothes.
You get some rather
Not
soggy.
here. Go out. Go in a private room or something.
Not in Otto's office, gentlemen.
Gord's already naked.
Otto is just scribbling in the corner, not paying us any.
Yeah, no. It's just oh Jesus, why am I hiring these people?
It seems, Mr. Johannes, you are thinking, Johannes, Mr. Rand, you are thinking we would be trying to infiltrate the upper echelon of society rather than the lower.
Well, the thing is, if there's a horde of refugees coming, obviously you're going to have to be a little discriminatory about which ones you let in. The guys with big treasure and fancy clothes, probably the ones you want to let in. The guy who got stabbed, maybe not so high on the list.
I mean, you can
A
have
bunch
it
of
both
just
ways.
randos with no money and no connections? No, you can wait outside with the rest of the unimportant people.
I'm keeping the stab wound.
I mean, to be fair, you can have it both ways. A noble with a stab wound might arguably pull at both heartstrings because he's someone who actually has the money and is worthwhile, but has also clearly survived the horrors of the barbarian invasion. So as long as we dress up Cord in appropriate nonsense, it can still work. Just making sure all the noble stuff is sort of slightly white so the blood stands out more. It looks better that way.
Good sis. I know exactly where to put this. Before takes out a mace and gashes himself along the forehead. All right, that works. The head wounds are properly dramatic when they come because you get lots of blood.
Okay, I find the nearest hammock and shove you in it until you can at least start putting a sentence together. Compost
Making me
mentis is
waste my
important.
wound paste.
Wait, waste your what?
Wound paste. Healing item.
Yeah, sorry.
you're-
For a minute, I thought this was a literal application of you cause a wound by slapping paste on, but no, right.
I was thinking the same thing.
Let it dry, rip it off.
As I'm sure that we are causing Grace no end of aneurysm.
I mean,
Fine.
isn't that kind of our job?
Yeah.
I mean, if not, no one's told me.
Well, anyway, so
I'm sure he's alternating between scribbling furiously and laughing quietly. Behind the mute
Yeah.
button, of course.
and
Yeah,
so
no,
to
that sounds
ensure we sell this fiction
what
that
I'm
we are of
doing.
some well here, the main issue is also that we are utilizing our own papers, which will give voice to the lie that we are those of no import, being as young as they are, unless a man of sufficient bureaucratical ability has the ability to backdate any idea of wealth to them. He says, glancing at Arn. We do have access to the fortress and any and all of their official stamps and seals.
Good call.
True, yes, we do.
Excellent idea. I shall hunt through the bins for them.
All right. I don't know what the user luck is.
I would.
It's reason for looking for things most of the time.
Yeah, reason.
Or,
what would
or-
luck be? Magic.
Art, probably.
Hard,
yeah. It would.
But yeah,
Oh, you
reason
could probably,
works.
I'm sure your sense your the senses. Oh,
Hmm,
damn.
Well, that
His
explodes
sense of
as well, but you don't need
sensibility.
That was get out.
Yeah, that wouldn't
No.
explode,
Will not
so you
have
try to
Dickens
try to
quoted at
D6.
me.
He knows the deep magic.
He knows the deep magic, the book magic, the magic of Smithy.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I dropped it off the airship, so it landed in the sea. It probably is deep at this point.
Always like the Blackadder
Finish.
one where you go back in time and just slap him for every school child if it ever fought more.
Oh God, yeah.
Hmm.
Think you're so bloody clever, do you? I didn't enjoy that skit massively because it resonated with me deeply or anything.
too close to home. Too close to
Very
home.
far too close to home.
I am thankful the only Dickens I ever encountered was the Christmas Carol.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
Is that the one
Every
with
bloody year.
it was commonly the thing that was shown in our schools.
Shown? Bedtime story.
Oh, I thought you were able to use it as a play.
No. Oh, wait, no. And one of the, I can't remember which one, but one of them was a play. My uncle was in it. My cousin was in it, so we had to see it.
Oh, I thought
It
you were
was
talking
all right.
about the one, I thought you were talking about the one where you shot your eye out.
No, that's called A Christmas Story. That's not the Christmas Carol.
Man, we are like the 50th millionth century trying to backtrace Dickens here. I swear someone shot their eye out in one of them. Can you find the right scrap of paper that says so?
No.
Well, it is an Dickens interpretation of the Christmas Carol, which is more about a
Very
Christmas
loose
story.
one.
Yes. But anyway,
All right. So yes, you find a nice clean collection of seals of various types, because the governor was apparently that type of person.
From what we know of the governor that we met, yeah, that tracks.
I mean, she was smuggling, so you would need all the proper documentation to ensure nothing was
Even the
Yes,
correct wax and stuff like that.
Yeah, so that stuff only was being smuggled out with your seal on it, and not anyone else's.
Yep, so Arnold swipe those and make up some dummy paperwork for people.
Yeah.
modify our present dummy paper or our present paperwork, because we do have our own. Yeah, do we not? Or do we not?
Can you do me a proper college diploma?
Well, you've got you're down as a fake, so you're probably not going to use that one.
Oh, okay. I just you can lift some bits and
Yeah, you're a vagrant. I'm at least a student.
Yeah, well, people are born, so they have the ability to make new paperwork, so that's not too hard.
Yeah. Right, so yeah, if your paperwork, it looks fancy. Are you making yourself all nobles, or is just one of you going to become a noble?
I feel like I ought to not be a noble because I don't have the social stats to carry the bluff. So I think it'll be a lot easier if I'm just a bodyguard or something.
Can I be the noble? I do have the mouth that goes ting. As Cord smiles as he goes, ting.
Are we just checking? Are we rejigging our old fake names that we used for Breakwater, or is this a completely new?
Completely new.
Fake
Why not?
names?
Gotcha.
You can have multiple passports, and you can just pull
Oh,
out
yeah,
the one
true.
you need with it.
Oh.
This will be, the bit where they find them will be a lot more epic.
Ah, yes, I can. So you're saying that I could instead of being Cord, I could reveal that Broadwood Elliot was actually Elliot Broadwood, Bandit King.
Either that, or you are in fact the band known as Korn, and you just confuse everyone.
A band formerly known as Core.
Yes, the band formerly known as Korn, now known as Cord.
Huh?
Well, yeah. Basically, you're all now extended members of extremely widespread families of extremely variable importance. So.
Ah, yes. So we're now the Von Karlsteins.
Yeah.
Von.
Come on, I mean, with the best one. German nobility had so many Vons in it; it was almost like it was a death concert.
I thought just Germans talking was a death metal concert.
The rest of this particular role-playing group would like to disassociate ourselves from the views of that particular member, and we apologise to any German audience members who are watching this show.
Oh, they just come on, they can't just invade you again, you know?
Yeah, they tried and failed twice. Sorry. Also, God
British
bless you, Jared,
accent.
for getting the Prince logo.
What's up?
You're welcome.
Thank you, I guess. What the hell is that?
It's the Prince logo. You know, the artist formerly known as Prince.
Until Prince got his name back from the record label that owned it, that was what he called himself.
Oh, yeah, that was why, wasn't it?
It's pronounced the same. It's just spelled differently.
I don't know when I'm looking at this, I am filled with dread and fear.
Okay, so you
Hang
remember
on,
the
let me
artist
replace
known
some
as
of that.
Prince?
No, I don't.
Okay. There was an
Anyway.
artist known as Prince who got into a massive contractual dispute with his record company, and through some shenanigans, they literally owned his name. So he had to go by a different pseudonym until he got his name back. Thus, the artist formerly known as Prince. That was his symbol. Yeah, boy.
Sure, let's take it. Grave, throw that in the campaign. It's a part of it now. This is
Yeah,
our house. This is the
noble.
house vigil.
To be fair, the noble formerly known as a prince is just a dynastic struggle, isn't it?
Okay, but what's the new name of the new? What should we name our new nom de guerres? Our new
Well, I'm
covers?
just a bodyguard, so I'm just going to go with something hideously, Germanic and leave it there.
Clearly, I'm Brendriorn the Third.
Well, Added, you're the one who's making the documentation. What is my
What's
my
you
surname?
What is Cord's
That's a
name?
fair point. Actually, Added has all the paperwork. Added has the power here.
Well, you're just named after the natural feature of your choice. DuPont, Dulac, Duval.
Doo-doo?
Du hast.
You asked.
Duhas.
Those two were perfectly timed.
Yep. Okay, Cord, you are now Cord Du Hast, the famous Du Hast family. Some of whom are beggars, some of whom are sitting on the noble council. Where are you? Who knows?
Fair enough. I will add that to my list.
Sorry, just randomly.
Clearly,
going
you're
back-
responsible for regulating and what's its name, licensing the proper quantities of hate per district.
All right.
Yes. I was my cover is that I was slumming it in Breakwater for the moment.
You'll need a pair of slumming pants.
Doing a surprise inspection, essentially a surprise inspection that was going to be announced, but then Barbarians attacked.
Well, those barbarians. I mean,
They will, in fact, be barbaric.
good news, Discard. You can just barely afford a slumming shirt.
Oh,
I have like 1,000. I'm wealth level 3 and with 1,000 in the bank at the moment. So
It's wealth level 6. Oh, you can't afford a slumming shirt. Oh no, it's 1,005. It's fashion gear.
what the.
Well, to
Sorry.
be fair, this is like a noble's slumming shirt, so,
Yes,
this is still infinitely more expensive than a mere peasant would ever.
that's the thing. It's a slumming shirt. It's what nobles wear to try and blend in.
Yes.
So it's
And
No one else goes slumming.
No.
It's like the slumming trousers, which have a Davy DeBerry amount of packing in there.
Oh, almost certainly.
Oh god, the codpiece.
I'm surprised it doesn't count as light armor.
Actually, another random thing, go back to like Prince's name. So, David Bowie had that really weird bit in the middle of his career.
No?
Apparently,
You mean the labyrinth period? Yeah.
so he had a bit where he, like, the white face
Huh?
paint and all that.
Oh, Ziggy Stardust and that.
Yeah, Ziggy Stardust, that bit. Apparently,
okay.
his agent at the time was getting huge amounts of cuts until the end of his contract. Like, stupid amounts, like 50% of all the money he made went to his agent. So he basically went as unproductive as possible for the rest of the contract. So he released music, he kept his contract, but he basically went as weird and unproductive, not commercial as possible.
Yeah.
And then the moment he got a new agent, he released like his best-selling album ever because he'd been working on that for years.
Nice.
So that's why he had that
Nice.
really weird phase. It's because he was literally doing it to annoy his manager.
I appreciate just all the gumption of the 80s.
Don't become a musician, kids. Or if you do, be independent.
I mean, and also, just generally speaking, if you do become a musician, try and avoid cocaine and meth. That doesn't help either. And there's a lot
Being
of it.
independent helps a little.
That's also true.
I mean, with the avoiding.
Well, yes. I mean, actually, chat has also raised a fair point. The Prince icon is suspiciously like the Slanesh one, which I imagine GW made the Slanesh one look like the Prince one very much on purpose, knowing.
I was going to say chicken or egg.
Hey, yeah, fair point. All right, I am Adrian Dusseldorf, because I can't think of a better name, because I'm fake bodyguard. Sorry, Dusseldorf. I'm lovely this time of year. It does actually, Bubba, in all fairness. Looks like an unk combined with a trumpet. All right, everyone else have fake names ready to rock?
I'm ready to go. Wait, just to make sure that in the fashion, gang, is there any No, I don't have the ability to get those. Gray, is it possible to try and see if I can loot some proper garb from the from Milady's wardrobe that would work for a impromptu noble shirt, slumming shirt?
You can have a go.
I mean, that was that was critical to the plan of pretending to be nobles, was stealing clothes, and also hopefully getting us better horses.
I'll try my reason die.
Column A, column B.
Yeah.
Also, at least.
Okay, I do find something, but it looks hideous on me.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, that sort of doesn't matter too much. You're a noble on the run. If it looks a bit gauche, that's kind of in vogue.
Well,
you are running for your life.
It's also a woman's shirt, so
It's terrible. I had to dress myself.
The horror.
The ignobility.
Now, what you did there.
On purpose.
I see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's like, what happened to you? This is what happened. It's
crimes against fashion and humanity.
It's last season's.
It's
last season's.
It's last season. It's mauve, and it's not matched by pants.
You're listening to Queer RP for the Straight RP. All right, fine. So Cord is appropriately dolled up. To be honest with you, I have perfectly acceptable just armor for a fake bodyguard role. I think I'll be fine.
I actually have college uniform.
Well, yeah, you're a student.
I will look at him. I will look at Johannes, and I will surreptitiously go back to the wardrobe, see what else I can steal. Johannes,
I just want to put down a quick line here. You bring me anything, I will burn it.
Go ahead, we're burning.
Well,
it.
It's some very nice burnables then.
It's some very nice matching two-toned. That accentuates the color of your skin.
Doubles.
You would shed a single tear of your blackened heart to burn this assembly.
I'm not sure I would. I think that would just be the ash getting into my eye. I think you've got the order of events slightly out of whack.
Charisma attack.
Yeah.
How would a noble not want his how would a proper noble not want his bodyguard dressed in matching colors? It would be so gauche and out of season.
Counterpoint with heart. Damn it, Horde, I'm an assassin, not a noble.
That means you need to blend in.
Well, do your roll.
Ah.
Yes, but as he said, this would mean you have to blend in.
Yes.
To play the role, you have to be the role.
See, now I'm not sure if you actually want me wearing this to blend in, or if you're just trying to make me look like some sort of cross-dresser.
Well, I mean, this is
You stole this from a lady's wardrobe, yes?
This is as gender neutral clothing as I can get my hands on.
Oh, fair enough.
It's not
I
like I'm
mean-
putting you in a skirt, sir. She had some suit pants.
Were they suitable?
I don't know.
Yeah, all right, there's my bad part.
Let's put them on you. Let's find out.
Great. We're just missing one more bad pun, and then Gray can drop his. I'm sure he's been waiting all session.
I feel
This.
like,
I'm
to be
feeling
fair,
really,
no,
really disappointed. I'm trying to come up with one, and it's just not happening.
I feel like no, what Gray has is a little closer to the Darkest Dungeon stress meter, where our puns are just slowly racking up the stress.
We do have a
Hey, it's all good.
soundboard. If Gray would go and find the Darkest Dungeon's stress sound effect, I'm sure he could interject that in at some point.
Hey, that works too.
True, actually, yes.
But that is But anyway, continuing on. I'm sorry that we have belabored this point a little bit too long.
You're having fun.
I'm having fun.
Anyway, one way or the other, we are appropriately dolled and tarted up.
You get a few odd looks as you leave the fort, but what can you say?
We've been getting odd looks in this place ever since we started helping this tribe out. At this point, it's become kind of expected. All things being equal.
True.
We're on a mission for Otto. Doesn't have the right ring to it.
No, we don't have sunglasses either.
You don't have sunglasses.
Okay, damn it. If
No.
Cord had brought me sunglasses, those I would have worn without playing. Just as a point of bookkeeping, Gray, I presume any of our body and mood is now back to normal.
Yep, but you've had enough time to go back up still.
Sorry,
is-
best I can do is a spyglass.
Cord
Nuts.
is-
Oh, I can't even do that. It's too expensive.
Cord is still
dark
down
goggles?
on body, just so
Really?
he has his up. So he has
Yeah, you're
his-
dying for your art, quite literally.
Yes.
Kidnapped, stolen clothes, and a head wound.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure it's better than just trolling up in my normal attire, unscathed, rippling with muscles,
Well, to quote Bowie again,
With-
sir, that's entertainment.
with a sign out front saying "I am not a barbarian."
Why did there have to be a sign?
I need this.
Why? You do realise when they say sign language, they're not being literal, right?
He's hired a small boy to walk in front of him.
Right. That makes far more sense. Okay, carry on. I withdraw my remark.
The question would be: would it be a picker's plaque or a sandwich board?
It depends if this timeline is led as a sandwich.
I'm quite sure that
I presume they
probably-
must have done, but if they have done, yeah, it could be a sandwich.
Oh, maybe we're waiting. Maybe it'd be called a Duhaswitch or something like that.
Okay, Duhaswitch is my. Gray has Gray has actually been able to pull it out. Correct.
It's nice. It's nice that Gray can occasionally give us the same scale of terrible idea that we usually give him.
Anyway,
Oh dear.
Why airship's so expensive?
It's a
Because-
fucking airship.
Okay. And
buying
It's
is
not
one
like
thing, maintaining is
1930s
another.
Germany.
Keep going back to.
We
Well,
do. That's
I
a fair
mean-
point. Yeah, sorry.
Hans, are we
the
baddies?
world's most foremost grognard game player, so it's kind of a given that we will eventually orbit Germany.
I want
I
an
have a
out of
broken
context book. Just
I
for
have-
us.
Broken
now I have-
stupendous.
Now I have to say that I have this idea that we just sitting around a game session, we're orbiting just the concept of Germany.
Yes.
Yeah. Why not at this point? Yeah.
All right.
Normally before one of the wars, sometimes during, never after.
I don't know. There might be legs in a post game there, but
Anyway,
Oh,
moving
God.
along.
Damn
Moving
it.
along. Before we start doing another, we move our next campaign to doing what we did to Britain to Germany.
I'm in.
World War One, World War Two done badly.
I'd love to see I'd love to run a game set in World War One. That'd be great. Could be superheroes.
for just one day. Boom, there's your Bowie reference. We can carry on. Sorry, I've been desperately waiting to squeeze a Bowie reference in because of all the conversations we were having. You can carry on now.
I'll allow it.
You're not the GM.
No, I'm a wizard.
That is a valid counter. Carry on.
Right.
I'd
So,
like to think this is the conversation.
So how good
we're
of
having
horses do we get,
horseback.
Gray? And did I find anything cool looting the wizard's tower while everyone else was off doing, plot things?
Well, roll your 1d6. Roll your wisdom.
I actually already had a draft horse, which I completely forgot about, so I'm presuming it's just going to be dropped off on a boat.
congratulations. Much losing was done.
Hey!
Awesome.
And there was much rejoicing. Yeah.
Check it out. This new brigandine fits under my armor. Just got these funny bumps in front. I'll get those taken care of by a blacksmith.
You also
they
got
call
this
those
like one.
skulls, my lord?
You got this this properly magnificently preserved book that was somehow it was made it through the fire about these are all the horrible things happening for the Empire. But toss that aside. That has nothing to do with the current campaign.
Hey, a copy of Dictionary of the Stars. I've been avoiding picking one of those up for almost 4 years now.
All right.
It's got
is there
someone's
anything-
notes written in it.
I've been
anything,
avoiding picking one of those up for almost 4 years now. I avoid looking in that part of the room because I know the page just blew open.
I get this. You know what? I do like this idea that Brand has a school of magic that just wants him to learn it, but he's trying to ignore it. Like no space, Cthulhu. You are not getting in my brain.
Get out of my head, Gandre language. I'm not into that.
You will be.
Hang on, I have fire fingers. Oof.
Congratulations, you cauterize your own brain.
I burned the books.
Sorry, the opportunity,
It doesn't actually burn. It just gets, mildly irritated.
Oh dear.
Hang on. Sorry, you vexed the paperwork.
Gray, can I have looted a spyglass out of this?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. That's the thing I wanted. Everything else was within my wealth level.
All right. Out the gate you go. I wish I could stop whatever this pinging is. You can't hear it. It's just going like that.
Ugh.
Turn off
Sorry,
all
random
notifications. All notifications.
Shut them all down.
Yeah,
Shut them
something's
down, shut it all
something's
down.
pinging. I don't know what. It's not telling me it's pinging, but it's not telling me what it's pinging.
All right, Captain, one ping only.
Ooh.
Swears in Russian.
It's Scottish.
It.
Yeah, true.
No,
actually,
no,
there's
the
a
other
lot of
side.
Scottish person starts doing the Slav squat.
Okay, so you leave. You begin walking out of Breakwater.
Horse.
You begin
Oh,
riding
yes,
out
the
of
horse.
Breakwater.
Horse,
Horse,
where's
of
the
course.
horse? I mean, Johannes will be complaining half the way about how these Earth horses are nothing compared to Martian sort of horse equivalents.
Martian ones are so much softer.
Yeah, yeah.
Martian ones have 6 legs. Their gaits are impeccable.
Yes,
How-
there's
so-
absolutely no sway and roll whatsoever.
Yeah, it's like riding on a Mars mellow.
But they're also lizards, so, cold-blooded.
That's only cooler, can I just stress that? 6-legged lizard horse analogs is incredibly cool, and we're adding that to Mars now, thank you.
It was there to begin with. Have you not read the John Carter series?
Not for a long time.
Ah, you're missing out.
Right.
I'm assuming it's not that far from here to... I've just forgotten the name of the place. Calm.
Calm.
Anyways,
No.
Karn is basically like how can I put this? Karn would be basically the first rest stop on the way out.
Yeah, it's the first major walled town in between. Why are you still
Okay.
pinging? I turned you all off.
Ping.
Essentially,
You
you would
thought
be.
you turned them off.
This is essentially like where a gas station would be a refilling gas station.
When you're heading out and the kids didn't go to the restroom like you told them to, this is the first where you stop.
So, this is your first daylight walk through the Empire. And it's a bleak place.
I know, I went to college here.
How is it vegetatively?
Mostly kind of shrubland, badlands is the best way of describing it. Here and there,
the shrubbery wants to eat you.
Yeah. Here and there are trees clinging to life. But
barely, presumably.
Yeah.
Do we see a flock of cabbages rumbling across in the distance?
No. The thing you will notice is fields and fields of grey mushrooms. It seems to be that's the only thing they can get to grow around here. It's just this.
Are there any badgers?
No, and no snakes either.
Then we don't have to worry about the stab eaten.
Blast.
Yeah. But yeah, so it seems to be mushroom soup is going to be on the menu quite heavily.
I mean, there are a lot of. I've been looking into this. There are a lot of actually good, delicious kinds of mushrooms out there. Like
you can tell from looking at this. This is the type that just tastes of mush.
Plump helmet. So
yeah, this is. Oh, that would be have some colour to it. This is grey. Not even like the normal grey. This is kind of ash grey.
Do you think
joy?
Basically like Cord will scooch over to Arn. Like, is there anything really worth looting around here? This place seems like an invasion wouldn't be an improvement.
Loot the farmland.
There's not much farm.
You loot the city.
Yeah, don't go around looting farmers.
Yeah, they give terrible XP. Commoners.
Apart from the house cat, which can kill you.
That's true. Yes.
Lovely loot.
So villages, you will pass through a few villages. And you'll kind of get doe-eyed stares from the people living there.
Broken, bleak, bland lives.
Yeah. These are people who are living on the edge of starvation. And this is, you get the feeling that this is one of the rich areas as well, because you're close to the ports. You've got easier access to food coming in. But still, because, well, some of you will be used to this, but the whole kind of stoicism of the Empire, where, you know, you don't get emotional, you keep everything inside, and you just get on with your life. And these people are kind of like, you're interesting, but we don't want to seem to be too interesting.
We do. You're interesting, but we do not want you to take an interest in us.
Yeah. Because it's not often to see like somebody in a massive there's a blue man walking past. Someone's got a fancy horse. This is nobility on the move.
Told you the horses were a good idea.
Hmm.
Now we just have to worry about bandits, and bandits mean loot.
Bandits meet friends, the best loot of all.
All right. You come across a small town where you'll meet your first night, and it won't be too bad.
I'm like, excuse me, good sir. Do you happen to have how to break down a gold coin? I don't understand. First time I'm looking at my own money, and I don't really seem to have smaller denominations. Fair enough. I'm sure this will work here. Basically, pay them the equivalent of probably half the town. It's half the establishment we're in. How much is it? How much does it cost for the night?
normally, where's that? Something they should have in these books. They never do.
Oh no, that'd be convenient.
Lodgings, night 1.
Say 5 gold, and we'll call that overpaying.
Oh, 5 gold for all of you would be plenty, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll go for 95 then. There you go. I'm using that from my disposable funds as I am playing a noble. I am walking around with a purse too fat for my own good, and it's dragging my pants down.
Very scary thought. So,
I'm avoiding thinking it.
yeah.
Look, typically one would hide in their cod piece, but I wasn't able to make it out of my house with it intact. I'm a man who's lost his cod.
No. 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 If you're
No.
stuffing your codpiece with fish, you're doing something wrong.
Let's see. This would be a Crossroads Wayside Inn, so it's wealth level 9 to own one.
Yeah, we kind of blow the whole cover story if we try and buy the damn place.
We buy it by accident.
Inn, that's what, 3,000? 3,500, something like that?
No.
Well, we only need it for one night, though, so that's, what, a tenth of the price?
30 for the night would be a little expense.
Yeah, you could buy this place.
Oh, yes.
We could.
We could pool our funds and buy this place quite easily.
Yeah.
If I wanted to play the most out of touch noble person, I would need to at least be closer to the closer to Karn in its own right.
Well, for one thing, you'd want to have the noble class instead of the chosen class.
Hmm.
I was thinking about it.
What is
But
the
then I
noble
saw
class?
that there was werewolf magic, and I said, well, that's
I mean,
gonna have to take a Robo Rosewater card.
technically the way you can mix your things, I think could you take the magic class with the noble?
Yeah, I could multi-class, pretty sure.
I mean, if you were a noble, you could take magic and make magic with yourself. You basically get magic noble bonuses, because I'm sure you get bonuses as a magic caster, right? For magic caster.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving along.
Right. So, you are offered the house speciality. Eternal stew.
Ah, joy.
I did not know such shades of brown and gray existed in
Brown? Do you think this is some fancy joint?
I said gray as well.
You said brown and grey. This is grey.
Brown is a luxury in these parts,
Yeah.
I'll have you know.
You're not getting brown food. Brown food's fancy.
I don't have druidic magic. I cannot make this taste better.
Damn you.
Look, druidic magic is really weird, okay? It's got that one spell.
Yeah, true.
If I had better reason or something like that, I would. Culinary is not Court's calling. I am not going to do that.
No language of the stars. I'm not learning you.
The book, the textbook keeps popping up like a cursed sword or a jolted lover. It shows up.
No, it's just I could use it to make the food taste. I could use it to not make the food taste better, but I could cause us to no longer remember having eaten.
Mm.
I'm not sure that'll be that much better in the grand scheme of things, but
somewhat.
Look, I'm at least helping
yeah.
sell the fiction here. All right.
True.
How quaint! I'm
Wait a
sure
second.
this
Hang
will
on.
be an
Let me
interesting inflection on the palate.
double check something real
Not like
quick.
eat
I
my own
might
versions.
actually be able to do something with this.
I didn't chat. Eating.
Indeed.
How common?
Although, to be
Oh.
fair, you'd think a white would probably enjoy goulash.
Oh
I
yeah,
can feel the bullseye settling on my forehead. It's quite nice.
I get this itch in my back where the knife currently is.
Yeah, what the heck got there?
Right. So, yes, soup. And it is mostly mushroom. Yeah.
I mean, mushrooms are good for a good umami flavor, but I'm sure.
Yeah, you'd think that. These
And
are
then you
kind
have
of
it, but
broken up and slush and just, yeah.
It's made unpleasant on purpose. I know that much.
If you were to ask to the people what they what's in there, and they just say, "Oh, it's gruel shroom soup."
What? Shroom soup?
Gruel shroom.
Gruel shroom.
Yes.
Gruel shroom. Like you
That's
feed to your
just-
thralls.
Shroom.
Yeah.
Yep, and they count out 4 grains of salt for each of you.
You best bloody well like it, mister.
Ah, my eye! Ah, my eye! Fuck.
He's got the gruel shroom in it.
No, I've been eating ghost pepper Cheetos.
Ooh.
No more needs to be said.
And
Yeah. No, you've just answered it. I get it. Good luck.
this is not the
Hopefully you'll have
first
an
time.
eye left when you're done.
No, this is not the first time.
And it won't be the last.
Hey, Gray.
Yeah.
Let's me do spells. That's the non-combat stuff. The warp flesh. Would it be possible to cast a spell to turn these mushrooms into rabbit?
You could give it a go.
Oh, I am so giving it a go.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
for it.
given his current alternatives, I think he's prepared to try anything, to be honest.
So close. to
Fizzle.
Yeah.
Sparks.
Please tell me, God,
So
you're not
So it's not
surge.
rabbit, Gray. What is he turning to instead?
The spell does nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a smell of burned rabbit from my fingertips. Ow, 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 ah, ow.
A bowl of water for my friend here, please. And just
Hot.
poke his hands in it.
Yes, thank you. Ah.
Finds gruel shroom soup in the neighborhood.
Gruel
I'm sure.
shrooms resistant to magic angrily. Underline, underline.
So somehow you've made it everything else in your pack taste a little less appetizing.
Damn it. You fool.
It's
what
the
have you
smell
done?
of rabbits, of burned rabbit smoke.
All right. You wake up. Morning is a full Empire breakfast. Lightly fried mushrooms.
You're enjoying this, Greg.
I want to hammer home how terrible these people's life.
They don't even have beans.
No,
Bastards.
but at least it's not the eternal.
I'm going to
chef.
make a heart roll to wake up early and try that again on raw mushrooms.
Okay, clearly the burn has tampered with your ability to wake up before a certain.
So do they have like? Oh, they do. It
No,
fucking
these
exists.
apparently have a sporific effect
they-
on
do they make-
Martians.
Do they make fucking flour out of mushrooms as well? Do we eat mushroom bread?
That is actually a good question, because technically speaking, that's entirely possible.
It is. I just looked it up. Mushroom flour exists.
Huh.
Yep.
I presuppose it would then, because it's not like they're growing grain right there,
So
is
it
it?
would be mushroom flour, mushroom porridge, mushroom meal,
And mushroom hardtack.
Yes.
mush tack. Yeah. I'm sorry. I just the
Now look what you've done here.
And margarine.
You've made it worse.
Sorry.
Mushroom March. Just joy. Fantastic in all directions.
No, it's just normal margarine.
Oh, better still.
Nothing. Well, you
It's
would
just the
have to have
cows
a
are fed on mushrooms, so they kind of absorb the taste.
No, not butter.
Oh god, the milk's
What-
grey.
What is margarine, sir?
You hoping that's milk?
Plastic
Well,
butter.
It's like almond milk. We've basically blended some mushrooms in with some water and called it milk.
This
Gray?
right here,
Yeah.
Gray. This is the process right here of how it is made.
No,
Just completely normal margarine. It's the most depressing food I know of.
I don't know. The meals we're having here are a pretty good contender.
I mean, look at this guy. Does this guy look like someone who's lives too much of his life on mushrooms?
Yes. Yes, the eyes being as bloodshot as they are certainly suggests as much.
Well, considering the fact that mushrooms don't really have much carb content to them, they are primarily. Everyone here has a high ass protein diet.
Well, our mushrooms don't.
You feel like, having eaten some of these, you feel like there's probably quite a good amount of fiber in your diet as well now.
Mm-hmm.
Some small mercy, I guess.
Fiber and plant-based proteins, because mushrooms are more technically an animal than they are a
No, they're entirely their own section.
like a myconid.
Oh yeah, druidic spell magic would be amazing to have here. Cleanser,
Oh.
sour, seed,
No, he's right, to be fair. The myconids is the thing from Last of Us.
blight or thrive.
At least we don't have the Dark Souls mushrooms, where the where you have the tanny mushrooms, you have the large one that just punch you across the freaking planet.
Yes. Fair point. Not something I'd actively considered right until the second, but yes, you're right.
No, but you haven't seen a grain tornado rip across the landscape.
Well, no, I don't live in Kansas.
Thousands of hungry ears of grain, just marching across the place and spinning themselves up into a frenzy when they see something edible.
Well, fucking Beyblades.
Says you.
Yes, sir, says
I
me.
think we're getting a little bit granular on this. Let's move along.
Fucking Beyblade corn. Sorry.
No, grain. Corn is fine.
Well, it's the best cow.
I'm sorry. Corn is an ambush predator.
Orange.
This
This is literally what happens if the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes got out of hand.
ever implying it was in hand in the first place, but yes. Anyway.
Right,
Carry on.
Day 2. So,
I presume the food is equally miserable.
oh yeah. The hardtack is not exactly hard.
Oh god, soft tack. Ugh.
Are you saying it's tacky?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, alright, that's your... It's a reluctant across the boundary for that one.
And off you go.
At least you can chew it.
True.
The whole kind of landscape continues. You move away from the
Remember,
village
trees
and it's
should be
back to
okay.
like nearly dead trees and shrublands. The occasional
I think that
attempt to grow something a bit more varied that's obviously failed.
Yep.
And then you'll see the walls ahead of you. And they're not impressive walls. They are 12 foot high, probably. Enough that will cause problems, but, they're not going to hold up the barbarian army up for long. On the other hand, they will make it more costly and time-consuming to take.
I mean, it might just be, heck, it would be one heck of a play just to walk in, talk to the leadership, and say, "Hey, do you want to support the Horde? They'll bring you better food."
That's an option. I mean, another one might just be the sort of, you play up the fear fact. Oh god, the barbarians, when we overstate their numbers, we were fleeing tens of thousands of the bastards. Try and
Okay,
break their
we
morale somewhat.
Just need to, when we get the car, we need to at least see what the state of the place is.
Yes.
I'm sure McLean will show up and then declare the roll to recognize me or not because I'm not wearing the mask.
Bearing in mind that you've never told anyone else, or you certainly haven't told Johannes, McWho.
Don't worry about it.
I can't find it now. Where was the doom the doom that caused the plants to run amok?
Dave Triffids.
Literally correct. It's true.
Actual answer, I can't remember. And then, just because I've got the AI thing going in the background.
I mean, I would have thought it was before the Dino Hunters became a thing.
Let's see. Attempting to magically remove all
there it is.
barbarians from the Empire's lands, Court Mage Ala Factionis casts a
There it is, there it is.
Third sterilizes all plants in cropland claimed by the Empire, trees, and animalistic plants in Doom 5+ unaffected.
Okay, so yeah, I thought so. Trees should be fine.
Okay. Fine.
Clearly, it's something other than this that's affecting the trees.
I'm willing to bet at least one of the emperors will have gone, look at this. Ooh, this is a great plan. I'll make it work on trees too. Proverbially speaking.
Why are people inventing the Torment Nexus?
Because they read the popular book. Don't invent the Torment Nexus.
It literally is in the title.
Capitalism.
Well, they need a medium to grow the mushrooms in, so clearly all the trees are processed and chopped into wood chips.
True.
Remember that most of the time this is made for enforced drudgery, not a naturally occurring drudgery.
Brend is swearing in thunderclaps right now.
I told you not to eat too many beans.
Yeah,
No, that's my one spell, Thunderbolt. My other one is Fireball.
Like a proper D&D wizard, you have Fireball and Thunder.
Yes.
And no.
He knows what he wants. He knows what he wants, and he knows how to get it.
Yes, Fog Spell. And Lightning Blasts, because, lightning goes with the moon. It's great.
So, you'll approach the gate, and there'll be some guards who are a lot more active than the previous sorts of guards, because they've heard that some barbarians have landed just a few hundred miles away, or a few miles away.
Close enough where it's a concern. Let's go with that.
Are there any refugees outside the gates, or are they?
Yeah.
I will look to the left, look to the right, lean over to Arn, whisper into his ear. I think you should forward on this one because a noble doesn't talk to the help.
Certainly. Arn will step forward and proclaim himself the Major Domo of Baronet du Hast.
Sorry. I'm childish.
Very good.
Major Domo means he's trying to defeat you.
No. That's if he was a gazebo.
That was Baronet du Hast. All right. Anyway, go ahead.
All right. Papers.
Okay.
They're not entirely. They're not like standoff. They're like noble, but on the other hand, they've probably seen quite a few nobles. All right.
Yep. Pull out a suitable teak box and present the proper copy.
Goes down to a D2.
You don't explode downwards.
It would be hilarious if you could.
Dice don't implode.
But if I
Exhaust?
on an opposed roll, if one side rolls a 1 and the other side rolls their maximum of their die, that is a critical. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
They will immediately go, okay, yes, of course, sir. Come through. We've got a special noble. She's about to say holding area, but it says so.
Sanctuary.
Waters.
Boarding area. If you come here, someone will be along to properly process you, and then we can get you on the road before anything bad happens.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. You continue to do your jobs. Come on through, Lord.
I will attempt to try through as regally as possible. My nose is properly properly in the air, but not too far. It is at the 47th degree, not the 47th degree, which is higher than you, but lower than but not so high to be disrespectful.
I furiously scribble notes on things.
Don't worry, it doesn't make much sense to me.
Actually, 36 would probably be a much more 36 would be much more applicable.
Got rid of our nobles for a fucking good reason on Mars, but no.
Look, this is the etiquette my mother taught me before Dad about when she learned from my father before my father went out and got cigarettes in a monster's stomach.
I thought you were from Mercury, not Mars.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm from Mercury. Apologies.
Yeah, I'm from Mars.
Both planets begin with M.
It's true. It's true. I'm actually just going to write that in my notes because mine doesn't say it either.
Oh, fair. There, see, I'm helping consistency.
I appreciate it.
All right. So you're taken to a slightly upmarket pub is the best way of saying it, a tavern. You're given a room for all of you because there is a crisis on. And then quickly kind of like have a nobleman, like a member of the bureaucracy enter. He will kind of bow. Not a white, this is a human. So just kind of getting on with it and say, sorry for the wait, sirs. But it's, as you can guess, it's quite busy. There's lots of people to be dealing with. So, point of origin. The Duhast. Are you from the Duhastmites?
I look over at Arn again with officious detachment.
Yes, it's, with the long suffering of somebody who has to deal with it. We did. It's like, yes, they do has to speak shine specifically.
Excellent. So, if we do that, reason for entering the city, town, city.
Barbarians, man.
The best part is it's true.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying it.
Okay. Number of barbarians on your tail. This is one of those horrifically bureaucratic questions.
Presently,
Sounds.
sorry, I'm not speaking. You're Arn
Sorry,
speaking.
go on.
Outside. Well, I estimate, let's see, there were 6 boats and had 7 meters. There were approximately 2,000 that we saw personally before we left.
Okay. Tell us a little bit of what we've been giving. How long do you intend to stay in Khan?
We plan to leave before the Barbarians.
Yes, I get that a lot. I'm sorry, it's a standard form. It hasn't been updated for Barbarian Invasion.
I'm sure that within a few centuries we'll get around to it.
Oh, you're optimistic. So,
Someone has to be.
yes, it seems to be in order. These rooms will be available for you for the next couple of days. If you could pay the landlord downstairs, 1 gold piece, not more, not less, per day, fortunately. And here are your tickets for tonight's gala do.
Oh, thank you.
You will be expected, of course. The influx of nobility has allowed Sir Duran to put on a good show. and he would like to properly welcome you and make sure that everything going on is to your satisfaction. And that he kind of bows his way out the door.
Very good.
First thing he hears as he's leaving is, of course, Brend doing his best impersonation of a whiny college student, exclaiming, if Durend is going to be there, I am not going. I'm going slumming instead.
I'm sorry, I'm back.
I dealt with a Durend at college. He was not a fun person.
How can you be so sure it's that Durand?
I don't care.
Durand.
I'm not going. A guy with charisma 4 is not going into a social combat situation where he will surely doom.
Yeah, fair.
All right, so social combat. I'm sorry.
No, not immediately. Yeah, we're just.
Instead, I'm going to go slumming and try and convince the populace that really the best option to avoid having a tsunami hit their inland city is going to be opening the gates. There's no other way around it.
Folding probably would be the better option. It's better to open and float than to close and flood.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, the barbarians aren't all that bad. I mean, they only killed guys who were resisting.
Stop resisting.
Exactly.
So yes, you've been given a pair of compulsory tickets to the shindig tonight.
Ah, yes, compulsory fun.
Yes, you've been put up in the city. You will meet the noble.
Right.
I mean, yeah, that does track.
The man who is supposedly sheltering all the people here.
Yeah.
It might be a good idea to spend most of the afternoon trying to dig up some secrets on the guy.
Yeah,
I think,
true.
you know what? Information gathering would probably be the most. Gossip gathering is probably the more important thing, because everyone here is displaced and so forth. So when Cord finds his people, he will deign to speak.
Well, it's important to remember in social combat, secrets are your superpower, are your super move.
Mm.
Also, like if you want to break away, Johannes, and do some sneaky snacking. You just need
There's going to be some sneaky. Yeah, but I just want to make sure that we've already got one guy who's running off on his own and actively wants to sleep in a ditch all. And that is making my paranoia sense tingle like a live wire.
What did I? What I may have missed something because I was hitting the restroom.
The university student is flouncing like a university student as part of his cover.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
I'm just going slumming. I'm going to, hit some mid-range bars and try and convince people. Yeah, definitely don't fight the barbarians. They're mean people.
No, let me go and
spreading tales of barbarian atrocities.
Yay!
Well, more tales of barbarian instant retributions, and yet strange leniency to everyone who wasn't involved in, throwing bricks or poop or whatever.
Barbarians at least want to keep their door.
I at least know how to set bait.
Back door open.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. That's so.
I really hope it was that sound effect we just heard there. Very, very proper sort of.
Just
Santa, he's like, this peon wants this present.
Doing me a concern over here.
But it's I do apologize, good sir. I am unfamiliar with the lower echelons of this area. Could you please make sure I am not unarmed when I'm speaking to our gracious host?
Battle of wits.
Not of wit, not of hand. I do not wish to be caught at a disadvantage.
Or speak like Dracula.
It's even a noble voice he knows.
Yeah, fair.
Suddenly he's a vampire.
Legit.
race to become a wraith immediately.
Save
proof-
versus drama.
There's no proof that Wraiths are vampires
Yet.
yet.
I've seen him walking in the sun. He only had a little parasol.
They're not white skinned, it's sunblock.
I was
Oh, yeah, could
I-
well be.
That's
That actually
it.
makes a lot of
It's
sense. Yeah.
just where my register and my voice came out when I started speaking, so I just ran with it.
It happens sometimes.
So yeah,
So
Mhm.
you're after information. So
yes, I'm after information. I am cornering I am a large man cornering any small man I can, and in a gruff voice of a person who is clearly has had a bad trip with a head wound and everything,
Decent
is
difference.
aggressively asking polite questions.
all right. So you get some rather unaggressive, polite responses. So, Sir Derain, Sir Roger Derain, is the local lord of this town,
You have an image of him for
Uh,
the main map?
and he is generally on the make. This place is never important. It's never going to be important. It literally just occupies the road like a day's travel from like a few other places. You know, it has a bridge, and all it is. But he wants it to be a big, powerful city on a trade route. But it's really too close to Breakwater for that to be of much use.
Would also observe it's a little too close to a barbarian infested coast, but
Clearly, what it would need is a proper would be a proper unique trade good it would have to gain enough enough importance essentially.
So yeah, Derain is basically courting Evany nobles coming through, hoping that they'll, when they settle and actually like start being productive, he'll be able to call on the ties he makes now to, improve his lot, try and get more people to use the town.
Would you consider this being being a bit ambitious?
Oh yeah, most people don't think it's gonna work, especially now because he's pushing really hard. There's a horde of barbarians just down the road.
yeah, in the grand scheme of things, you think that's a fairly good reason to start, rolling back any big trade plans. The barbarians literally at the doorstep.
That
Well,
or
as for the
going
gates, well, they'll be gone at some point.
that or going louder with new opportunities for business partners.
Opening previously unconsidered markets.
I mean, he's in the backwater of the empire. He's on the forefront of the barbarian invasion.
Best one in the world. I think this guy's gone beyond backwater somewhat. He's on the breakwater of the empire.
Yes,
It's basically nearly falling off.
No, that was the last town.
Oh yes, sorry.
he's in the backwater of the empire, but he's on the frontier of the new barbarian influx.
Do I? No.
That is if and when we get him alone and can speak frankly with him.
Social combat means never having to have someone alone.
I mean, to talk to
To speak frankly.
Or what if you want to speak like a Frenchman with several people?
I'm still let that hang.
Yeah, it's fair. Entirely
Right.
fair.
Beyond that, information is fairly basic. Most of the wealth comes from taxes, which is now mostly on food that is being pushed along the line from Breakwater and a couple of other small ports.
Mm-hmm.
And on the grocery harvests, which obviously doesn't get you much. Somebody will say that the walls have been neglected too much recently, and he's been spending more money on parts than he has on his on the defences.
Typical noble bullshit, in other words. So.
Typically,
I have a goal and I pursue it to the exclusion of all else.
typical dancing while Rome burns.
Yeah, pretty much.
Deck chairs.
Well then, I think okay, that's what Corn is doing. Everyone else have your funds, and then we'll see where we can go from there.
Okay. Johannes is going to basically break off and scout out the gatehouse and the actual walls themselves proper and look for any obvious breaches and or how well manned the gatehouse is if push comes to shove and we have to actually seize it.
Yeah.
Are there any parts which are, well, in a little less elegant way of speaking, held together with little post-its saying, please don't push here?
Give me a
You're a
reason
silly
check.
engineer. Sorry?
Give me a reason check.
Reason, very well.
You're gonna need to put those points in reason soon.
I am.
It does seem
Ah,
to be a very
D6.
default skill, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's basically your perception check of
Yeah.
I want to get quickness 10 first, then I'm going to put it.
So, you are able to find, there's a few bits of the walls that do have some like rotting support beams and stuff like that. That could be quite easily collapsed if you had enough force. Nothing you could like push down as a person, but yeah, with a little bit of help, you could probably do some serious damage.
Cough, cough,
Okay.
fireball.
I mean, yeah, cough, cough, well-placed sort of shove, I think, by the sounds of it. But...
Bit more than
Okay.
that.
Oh. Okay, fair enough. And how well manned is the guardhouse? Are we talking sort of actually properly being controlled, or is this just some bored, spods?
Guardhouses are pretty much like towers. Like, probably not quite as evenly spaced as they should be. But, each one's got a space for a guard in there.
Good, they're sloppy.
Yeah. Apart from that,
yep,
tour of the walls will give you, it's a pretty standard small town.
enough to be a pain in the shoe, but nothing that you can't roll over. You just don't want to have to pay to spend it for that.
Pretty much.
I think your
Okay,
pings are
grand.
coming from. I think your pings are coming from Roll20 itself, Gray.
Do you?
Yeah, well, I'm seeing things pop up like doors and tavern-y things and all that kind of stuff too.
Weird. I'm not getting any of that.
I mean, I was just saying. I mean, we don't know what he's getting on his side.
No, this is
True.
like a Windows ping.
Oh, okay.
You just mute Windows in the mixer.
Yeah, probably should stop for now.
That's when it'll strike.
I know. Suddenly there'll be a ping everywhere. Anyway.
But having considered the barbarian map, I'm taking a guess that we're working towards the Ventus, right? One would say.
Yes. Yeah, Ventus will be the next one. Ventus is a much more well-known trade port. As you can see, it's got that massive natural harbour next to it. So that picks up most of the stuff going from the Wolf Islands. It's a very important supply link for places that actually produce food.
I'm curious if this man would have any rivalries or jealousies with Venus as well. Since he's
Ventus is
on the
probably
outs-
too far away.
Probably.
I mean, I've kind of put this place a little too close in.
Just grab it and pull it like a little bit to the left.
Yeah. I was trying to add sound there, apparently. Not what I was trying to do. Yeah, it's probably more like here.
Oh, all right.
So Ventus is probably a little too. Breakwater was the main.
Okay.
Thing.
If anything, you would have truculence with people with ability of breakwater than you would of okay.
Yeah.
That's a really nice natural harbor for Ventus, though.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was in charge, I'd be pushing for, oh yes, this is where all the nobles keep their fanciest of boats.
Yeah, that's the type of thing it'll be. You know,
Just down the road, and just out of town there is where the Navy does all of its shipbuilding.
Just carry on. I'm sorry, that was just a thought that popped in my head. I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's fine.
so anything else you want to do before the big party?
I'm going to start slumming.
Okay.
I'm going to see if I can pick up a small retinue of any other board courtiers from other nobles in the area who aren't, busy at the moment, aren't going to the party, that sort of thing.
This has got nothing to do with the mission, you understand? You're just bored.
Potato, potato. Actually, first things first, Gray. I'm going to make a reason check to see if I spot any airships in the area, because it depends which bar I'm going to.
There'll be an aeronautical themed bar, probably.
No, there's no airships.
No.
There's no sky. Everything stops right at the walls.
Yep.
Just a giant dome of blackness above.
It's quite impressive, actually.
Except for the sun, which is always in my eyes.
Yes, no matter which direction you face.
Right. Anyway, so I'll be going. I'll be going slumming. Always trying to find out which bars the militia, hangs out in when they're off shift, because those are the people whose opinions I wish most to change. With tales of barbarians mowing through militia, but leaving people who don't actually draw steel completely alone.
You'll be able to find the militia bars quite easily. They won't be too far away from the barracks, which will be fairly obvious from the sounds of troops drilling during the day.
Yep, my war chest is 500 gold.
That's a fair
I'm buying a lot of drinks, which is a little strange since I'm the one telling the stories.
All right. So, roll me charisma with an upgrade.
Charisma with an upgrade. I like that. Does my my history of organizing underground nude mud wrestling rings at college have anything to do here, since I am technically organizing? Charisma with upgrade.
Depends what they're doing after you buy them drinks, I'd argue.
Well, I'm organizing secrets. But I think a 5 beats the Doom.
Yep.
Very good.
So, you start spelling like tales of woe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the soldiers love a good tale of woe.
Oh yes, the greatest bodyguard the world had ever seen. Drew steel and instantly died. Like 6 times. You could see his soul leaving his body in 6 different directions. It was terrible. And then the guy just stands there and lets the rest of us leave the city. He's like, yeah, you ain't fighting, I don't care. And stories of that nature throughout the night. And I'm sure the other courtiers I've picked up will begin telling similar stories as well, because, well, when you're a courtier, you mimic what the other courtiers are doing.
Yeah, because there'll be tales of the wizard who used the water to smash the defenses. Other tales of rampant destruction. And you'll see that morale here is not great. Yeah, these guys are not paid enough to defend against a barbarian horde. Their normal job is to crush the occasional peasant who gets a bit too happy. And the idea of actually having to fight for a living is just kind of not really up their street.
You get a job as a guard to go as a guard. You don't get a job as a guard to fight.
Yeah, they're the militia, though. So technically, their job is to defend their homes. But they don't really. Some of them are looking at moving homes, possibly quite soon. All right. So, what are you up to?
Well, he was just pretty much just hanging out with everyone else, assessing the town, seeing what was going on and if there were any particular weak points.
Yep.
So it was just with other people.
Right. So we may as well move on towards the party then. The party. It's probably the richest party you've ever been to. But it should be said, in the grand scheme of things, it's a fairly moderate affair. You know, the crystal chandeliers are only about half lit. And you're met by only one footman. But still,
The footman.
Lord Dehas is quickly moved in, and you'll see there is a kind of buffet laid out in one corner, and not a single fungus on it. There's even some meat.
I'll take this meat and place it between 2 slices of bread to eat on the go.
People will look at you in horror. It's like, the trencher. Why is he eating the trencher? How's he moved away? Why does he need no plate?
Don't you understand what the current style is? Oops, sorry, I need D10 for that explosion.
Yeah.
Dang it.
That's dice everywhere.
Sorry, I was rolling charisma for D10, got an 8. Hit up again, accidentally rolled again. I did sound like, yeah, that is my charisma check, Taryn.
Yeah, you did it before I could type it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
But I have to say it.
So it's a D8, isn't it? You're rolling.
Yes.
Yeah, and then exploded to a D10.
Yes, I tried, but I hit up to hit the button, but I didn't hit it up that far enough.
All right.
So the first D8 and first D10 is what actually matters.
Yep. So, yeah, you'll see people starting to copy you. You know, desperate times and desperate measures. Although what people are putting in is a bit random. Yeah. It's not like a proper sandwich material. It's pretty much anything off the buffet that they can
Look, I can put a sausage in here.
As a man who doesn't know what our host looks like, because I was one thing I think I missed out on.
Nope, they have not said a thing.
I'm trying to identify what he looks like.
You'll probably be able to just identify him fairly soon. He'll be the one who is talking to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And they just he's wandering around, he's saying, oh, thanks for coming, you know. Hopefully we'll be able to sort out a few problems, you know, and hopefully this will be remembered such a fine evening. And well, you know, so what is your interest? Do you think they could be routed through this fair city?
When he comes and close to speak with Cord will make sure that he is in a location that is visible but sequestered enough that is not easily overheard at. So a nook, one would say. Do I need like a roll reason to get that proper earlier, or what?
You should be able to. That was not a sausage.
What?
Sorry, Lone Ranger in the chat just said that was not a sausage. They're not that decadent. We're not that stage of the nobility.
We're not eating prairie oysters and stuff like that.
Anyway, so, yeah, you can find yourself a nice secluded corner. You can watch over what's going on for a while. And yeah, just needs to be fairly standard. You can see most people are kind of glad to be here because it's a bit of normality for them. You know, it's a party. This is what they're used to.
Not being barbarian.
Yeah. No one wants to be barbarian at the party.
I mean, if this doesn't go well, this entire place will be getting barbarian pretty immediately.
Suddenly, barbarians.
My God, that means using a side port for meat.
All I really need is a large two-handed a large two-handed weapon, and I can start hacking. But anyway,
But it's not that bad.
picks up buffet table. Now it is. Anyway,
Tips it up with one.
yeah, because I just realized that it says requires two-handed weapon. And I'm like, does it say what kind of weapon? What kind of improvised two-handed club I could get my hands on? Because I don't have my weapon. My gun. My sword. I'm sure.
Queen and chair.
So who's scritching?
Oh, sorry.
There you go.
Um,
Anyway,
so, yep. Are you trying to engage the host?
yeah. Well, yes. I'm trying to draw him to me than going to him.
Oh, you're looking mysterious. Of course, he won't be able to resist the mystery.
Yes, I'm looking mysterious.
Okay. He will kind of wander over to you. It's like, good sir. I don't think we've been introduced.
No, we have not. I am Cord Duhas of the
It means nothing
the
to him, but
Duhas.
he's obviously pretending it is.
Yes, I am unfortunately displaced due to events in Breakwater.
Gone from Breakwater.
I
Oh.
was was not from there originally. I was going to have a surprise inspection of of the trade houses my family has tasked me for looking over, but unfortunately, barbarians happened. These, you know how it goes.
Yes, of course. Now, have you tried the hors d'oeuvres? I had brought them specially.
I have. I have. He holds up. He holds up
The
the
table.
not the table. A piece. A part of the Bavarian jerky they have put between two pieces of mush of the bread of the Do they have the tack they have the mushroom bread, or is that
The grocery. Yes,
the mushroom
well,
bread?
some of the bread will, most of the bread will be actual decent stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, there will be an occasional bit of grocery. Just
I'll basically I just have the jerky between two slices of bread. I'm having to keep a little bit of things on the hand here.
So, oh, sorry,
Mm.
been on my feet all day. Panics can't jump to me. What do you think of our fine city?
Do you wish, sir? Do you wish me to be frank?
You can be whoever you want.
Do you wish me to be honest?
Yes, of course.
Delusional.
Delusionally good.
I'm saying this as a man who comes from Breakwater. You are currently on the outside of a encroaching horde, and I do believe that they're making their way towards Venetis. If you are not careful, this and any and all ambition you have will be drowned along the way.
Oh, I'm fairly certain that the Legion will be marching down from Bastion. And
That is, if they're not themselves distracted. I've heard rumor while I was in Breakwater that they were unfortunately being assailed on their own end.
oh,
Let me do my own charisma thing to sell this lie a bit better.
that is worrying. I mean, there's another Legion at Ventus, obviously, and we've heard of
Yes.
training camps springing up across the nation.
But can Ventus make it here before they make it here is the question.
Probably
You are
not.
unfortunately close. So, I have a bit of advice. If you stay closed, you will sink.
If you open up, you may float.
Ah,
They don't want to destroy your town. They will probably just wish to make it a stop along the way through.
all right.
What was that?
Oh, just him trying to resist his social combat.
Social combat, do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
roll
has
again then for
begun.
Taz, you're now locked in a weird. Let's see the walls. The walls will hold.
that? You know what? I'm gonna use a mood for this one, right? Because well, you know what? That's meat. Shit. You guys didn't tell me about the whole walls, right? The walls in the hole. I haven't heard about
Walls in the
that.
hole.
I was AFK
Even-
briefly there. I'd like to think Johannes would have had the time to go back and tell you, though. Sorry, I had to step away for a few minutes.
I have had my being as I am passing through. I had my man looking at your defenses, and there are a little bits of there is some shod work in some parts of the mortar. They with a little bit of more force, they might just fall over. Yeah, so 8.
8. All right, he's starting to look a little bit rattled.
I mean, he may explode. So
He may explode.
yeah, you roll a 6.
Oh yeah. We got what we were playing. Quite literally.
Got the system, yeah.
Oh god. Yeah, my brain's shutting down for the evening. Apparently.
That's fair.
We'll make this the
We'll
last
wrap this
bit.
up. Yeah. Oh no! Well, he still has a 6.
Still,
so
it's
it's not
six,
much.
but it's a big discard say.
You.
So yeah, I thought for a second I thought he was actually chucking when exploding.
No, it's not blowing him up.
Not yet.
I'm trying to convince him to open his gates and just let them in and through, and barter as a. Also, the fact that this may be the best of opportunity. Make yourself useful, and they will leave you well enough alone. You could be, say, a stop along their way of conquest.
How would we contact them? In the Barbarians, they wouldn't like us just sending out a force. Like a
I'm
messenger.
sure.
They eat the messengers.
Time for a dramatic reveal. I do believe you may have someone close at hand who might be able to speak on your behalf. God damn it, 3. I'm gonna use a mood to. Can you use moods to add to that? Or, oh no, I win. Damn.
Do you mean Jeremy?
Who's Jeremy?
Yeah,
Jeremy.
over there. He looks like a barbarian guy, and he's just basically he hasn't shaved in a couple of days.
No, good sir. I will unfortunately need to announce myself. My name is what is it called? I have unfortunately not
Sorry,
caught
I
you
broke
high.
his appendix.
My name is Elliot Broadwin, Ford Herald of the Barbarian Horde, and I am come to assess your town and offer you a kind truce.
Now he's trying to decide if he should get you thrown out or arrested because you just admitted to being a barbarian.
He is right next to me though as well. I am a large man who is, but yeah, no, this is
Well,
I apologize for the subterfuge, but I wish at least to give you the option of I would not say surrender, but armistice. We do not wish to roll over every town on the way there, popping each and every one like a zit along the way. It is more a request that if you play nice, we will offer clemency and not burn you to the ground.
Well, I should think about this. I need to try to think. It's just such a startling revelation.
Think of it as an opportunity, good sir. You may be on the back. Go ahead.
Okay.
Is that him?
That's him checking something. Yeah.
Did I want high or did I want low?
You'll find out, won't you?
Take your time, but I will let you know that if harm does come to me, this entire place will be overran. You will have to deal with the fire and the sword, and even if you do think you can hold out, all that you have forged here will. I'm gonna use a mood. This is a very important ask. All you have created and crafted here you would see go up in fire.
I must deliberate on this. It's a big choice.
Take your time. I shall enjoy your hors d'oeuvres.
Yes, of course. Enjoy the hors d'oeuvres. Take as many as you want.
Again,
Oh,
priorities.
Avoid the prawns. They're not actually prawns.
Oh, if necessary, we shall indeed. I know I'm playing a very dangerous game here.
Yep.
You are, but the potential for shenanigans is high, so we can work with it.
How about you, Arm? What are you up to?
I'm just waiting to back your play.
All right. You will see him kind of wander off and begin talking with some other people, glancing in your direction constantly. And yeah. Kind of looks at you, looks back, and kind of carries on talking, and he starts circulating around the room more.
I beat this man on every social bit. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, well, Arn has just pinned a young nobleman up against a wall and is whispering quiet menaces to him.
Arn's version of flirting.
Yeah, well, fear vampires, so.
Bit of column A, bit of column B.
Yeah. Nom.
Where are you currently, Johannes?
I mean, until you made the revelation, I was bluffing out as your bodyguard, so I would have been sticking close to you. Now that this has come to pass,
I would lean over and say, shadow him and give me an idea, and give an idea what he's doing, what he's saying.
I could do that. I'll just nod. Okay, I appreciate it's going to be difficult for a bright blue Mercutian to try and mingle through this crowd, but I'm gonna give it a stab.
You could use your Islander ability to make things easier.
Oh, I intend to, because I suspect the doom rating is about to spike, no matter how this is going to go. So, doomy doom. So yeah, if I was sort of trying to just mingle close enough, or at least even just maybe just get through the terrain close enough where I can get in and listen in on what he's saying and who he's saying it to.
Quickness, yeah.
I'll knock one off the doom with the Islander special.
Yay.
I'll take the 8, just as a point of record, but just as well.
Alright. Yeah.
I was hoping to hook him with his ambition for, greater prosperity, because he could be, I didn't say that thing. God damn it.
I mean, to be fair, you presented a fairly solid case. You're bluffing it out that the barbarians are stronger than they are. There's a coherence to it. We'll just see how it lands.
Oh.
But yes, do I hear
you'll
any
hear
juicy
him
deeds?
chatting away, going, right, Yes, so that man over there may be a problem. Apparently he's with the Barbarians. An infiltrator. Yeah.
The most
So-
obvious infiltrator we have.
No, he's not talking about you, he's talking about this guy.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
God is fairly obvious, so he's like a head taller than half the people in the room.
No, that's fair.
Mhm.
Yes, so if you could just get the guards and have them move to the entrances and exits just quietly. Yeah, so I'm going to move on to someone else and kind of was Lady Chikari, how are you?
Excellent. Okay. Part 2. When I hear that, I'm going to step over to one of the exits and wait for the guards to arrive and arrange for a terrible, terrible meeting between 2 guards and my blades.
Okay.
They can sleep it off afterwards outside in the ditch, of course.
So you've stabbed them.
I mean, look. I
Slip
sense
this
this
off.
is going to go badly.
He's calling
Because
the guards.
Exactly. If he's summoning the guards, he's clearly not bought the bluff in Johannes' mind. And even if he has bought the bluff, I can help Cord spin this as we've actually got people inside the city right now. Look at these 2. Pick your side carefully. So, I'm presuming there's several exits to this particular hall.
It's
I'm
a
going
vault
to pick
room,
the
there's gonna be
main one.
plenty.
Yeah, I'm going to pick the main one and just lurk and make sure I can waylay and then step.
That's probably where the best guards are going to end up anyways.
I mean, here's
Apparently
the
we've
thing.
just
Even if
Chat
Even if-
reports that... Sorry.
Right. I would say, even if this goes poorly, we do have all the nobility nearby at sword's reach.
And true as well.
And the militia have been successfully demoralized.
And distracted.
And stabbed.
No, the militia.
Oh, sorry. Yes, apologies. Yeah.
The guards will be getting stabbed. The militia itself is going to be distracted by the man buying them drinks half a town away.
Oh,
What?
yes.
No. I'm demoralizing them. The militia wouldn't be involved in this anyway. I'm just making sure they stay out of what comes next.
Which is many layers of enjoyable violence. But yes,
Or a calm administrative takeover. Yeah, you could always end up with the easy way after you murder the what's his name and his entourage of noobs.
I'm just operating.
Good.
No, I was going to say, I'm just operating off the assumption it's always good to have both plans available.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so yes, the guard will come towards the door.
Okay. I'm just going to sort of bluff it out that I'm a drunk bodyguard, stumble into him, and just happen to bowl him away from the door so I
Okay.
can get him away to stabbing range and out of eyesight. You know, the hitman sort of thing where you're bluffing out. It's like, oh, yeah, you've got this guy's on.
I'm going.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
and then
going to.
Shank.
If he's shanking the guards and all that kind of stuff, and if he's giving me the signal for it, I'm just going to let this play out long enough to the point where it gets uncomfortably long that the guards never show up. That the guards never showed up, but keeping eye contact on him directly.
I mean, I will have at least had the chance to just give you a brief signal. I'm not going to be giving you the whole 9 yards because I've got to move quickly.
You've given me the shank. You've given me the stabby hand signal.
Yeah. I prefer Hitman to Assassin's Creed Lone, but yeah, you're getting the idea. All right. What check would you want me to make to put a dude to sleep? Violence. I mean, I'd like to invoke, first of all, Blade Operative History on this, just as a...
Yep, you can add that. Doing this quietly, I'm going to impose a penalty die.
Now, remind me, is that downgrading it, or is that...
No, it means that you take the lowest roll.
Oh, you've rolled... Okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah. Because you're doing this in a filled room, and you're trying to just, stab someone in the middle of a party, but quietly.
At the door of the middle of the party, yeah.
Yes. But yeah, no, I take the point, generally. All right. Fair enough. In which case, quickness come first. History coming up.
You want to
Gray, is it a
what?
flat penalty die or is it related to a stat?
Flat penalty die.
4, 6, 10.
No,
The
it
size
just
of
means
the
you take the lowest die.
So you want to roll twice then.
Oh, roll twice. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I just want to make sure of. So, okay, so that was 3.
But you take it. You're also rolling your bonus, aren't
Yes.
Mhm.
At the point I rolled a 1, however, I'm going to declare I'm going to burn a point on mood to get this done
Yep.
properly.
you? That's
Well,
fine.
the bonus effects last, unless that was the bonus dice.
No, that was me rolling twice per the negative dice thing. that was
Okay.
just-
But you get the bonus
Well,
dice
because
at
Well,
highest
roll-
between that roll and the bonus dice then.
So
No,
roll the bo-
lowest
roll
because
your
it's a
bonus.
penalty.
No,
Well, we're
bonus
gonna-
dice are different.
You're invoking your history, so you have a bonus die and you have
Right.
a penalty die.
Right. You do the penalty die with the normal stat roll, and then you take the lowest. You take the lowest from that, and then you do the bonus dice roll separate, and you take the highest from the bonus and the normal roll. It's a confusing concept the first time you do it.
Yes, it is. And I'm also going to turn around and point out that the history I'm invoking is a D4 at best.
I mean, it's better than a. One,
I'd
but
rather
yeah.
burn a mood point and get a guaranteed success on this.
Yeah, that's probably necessary since it's a
You want
D4.
it. Yeah, just to do so.
Just because I know I've lowered the doom for myself for this scene, but I still feel like a 4 may not swing the
we don't
card.
necessarily know what the doom is for this scene.
No, but given that we're now essentially on the front lines of the barbarian invasion, I suspect it will still be sizable.
I imagine we're finding out the doom for this scene.
Pretty soon, yeah.
You know, as soon as
So,
one
yeah.
of you fail to roll.
Well, true. Yeah, so fine. I will, Johannes is going to lose his temper and just, burn a mood point to actually get this done. Barrel out the door. and,
How dare
in a
you not be
drunken fashion.
stabbed?
Yes.
There will be no Monty Python transition if I can help it, chat. Thank you.
The band starts preparing yakety sacks. You just shoot the.
Shoo away.
You
Not
just
now.
shoot the symbol right in the beginning. No yakety sack.
No.
You slip the
Again,
band,
Coach
the
Johnson.
band leader a 20, and he switches back over to mournful dirges. Or, whatever they're playing.
The guy with the coconuts disappears.
It's either that or it's like having My Heart Will Go On playing when you're on a cruise ship. It's just not the done.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, let's play Titanic music on a cruise ship.
They did it on the Costa Concordia, and it wasn't a good piece of timing. I'm just going to leave it at that.
No.
But yes, fine. I will burn a mood point to get this done. So there is at least now one door that is guardless.
You're quickly able to stash him and pop him up neatly in the corner. And yeah, you'll see the other sections are starting to get a little bit full of guards who are trying to stand as if nothing bad's happening, but obviously, failing. Because people are starting to notice that there are armed guards appearing at the doors. So, this guard, I think Cord will notice around this point that
Cord will let's see the growing amounts of guards around all the places.
I hope that sorts that. Sorry, apparently you all weren't robot.
Oh, okay.
So it goes.
I'm ready to about calling it there
Okay.
Yep, that's fair.
before the obvious
going to
escape
we're-
sequence begins.
For the
Escape
fight,
sequence.
chase sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Escape sequence, sir.
So yeah, he was rolling to see if he had the heart to save the Empire, to stay with the Empire.
And it
Oh,
looks like he did.
Oh yeah, he critted through that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well,
Dang it! I gave him a chance.
You did.
He had a very good chance of failing that. Then he exploded his dice.
There's not a lot to do in that situation.
Yeah.
Well,
Mhm.
That's that moment of when he looked inside it. and
time
went,
for
no.
time for a decapitation strike. Then
try being
Pretty much.
reasonable.
I had this entire other side of my thing where it's not fighting one person, it's fighting many. So let's see, how many guards can I take? How many guards can I attack around with this?
Yes, the bedroom harem.
The
style.
sweep. Well, sweep. Target 5. Charging cleaving swing. Target 2.
Mm-hmm. And how many penalties do you take for using a Queen Anne chair as a weapon?
Eh. I'm sure after I take down the first guard, I can start wielding him.
Oh yeah, just pick up the Duke and start hitting people over the head with him. That's perfect.
That. Go ahead.
I was about to say I'm gonna call this before I fall asleep.
Good
I
That's
think
the plan.
so, yeah.
Yeah,
Get yourself to bed.
yeah.
Hmm.
I've been wargaming all day and doing other stuff, so I think I'm just getting old.
It's hard, isn't it?
If only he didn't crit the one die.
Yeah,
Is he at least at low mood?
I'm not telling you that.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all hopefully next week. I don't think there's anything
Thanks,
going
everyone.
wrong next week.